If you're a homeowner, I bet you've asked yourself this question. How can I pay this thing off faster and save some serious cash? Well, today we're going to break down exactly how you can do that. And I mean potentially save over $100,000. Okay, let's just get right into it.
First things first, I want you to really think about this question. You know your monthly payment, sure, but do you have any idea how much you're actually paying in pure interest over the life of your loan? I'm telling you, the answer is probably going to shock you.
And that leads us perfectly into our first section, uncovering the hidden cost of a typical mortgage. See, most of us, we just focus on that monthly payment, but the real, kind of painful cost, it's buried in decades and decades of interest payments.
To make this super clear, let's use an example. Let's meet Sarah. Think of her as a totally typical homeowner here in the US. She just bought a house, and her situation is probably a lot like yours. We're going to follow her financial journey. So here's a quick look at Sarah's mortgage. She's got a $280,000 loan, it's a 30-year term, and her interest rate is 7%. That gives her a monthly payment of $1,862 for her principal and interest. All this looks pretty standard, right? Seems totally normal.
But here is the absolute kicker. If Sarah just makes that standard payment every month for 30 years, this is the total amount of interest she will pay. $390,000. I'm not kidding, I had to double check that number. That is more than her entire original loan. That is the hidden cost. Now, I know seeing a number like that can feel a little defeating, but don't worry. This next section is all about your financial superpower, a really simple tool that puts you right back in the driver's seat. And that superpower is the Mortgage Payoff Calculator. It's basically a simple online tool that lets you peek into the future. You just plug in your numbers and boom, it shows you exactly how making a few extra payments can slash your loan term and, more importantly, that giant pile of interest. So let's get back to Sarah's story. What if she decides to just tighten up her budget a little bit? Maybe she skips a few dinners out each month and puts an extra $200 towards her mortgage principal every single month. It might not sound like a game-changing amount, but trust me, the effect is massive. And just look at the difference that one small change makes. By paying that extra $200 a month, she shaves off almost 7 whole years from her loan. And the savings? She saves nearly $100,000 in interest. The numbers really do speak for themselves here.
This chart really just drives the point home. Every single extra dollar that Sarah pays goes right to her principal. That means there's a smaller loan balance for the bank to charge interest on the next month and the month after that. And that's how this tiny change creates such a huge snowball effect of savings over time.
And hey, it's not just about what you can do every month. Let's say Sarah gets a bonus at work, or maybe a tax refund. A single, one-time extra payment of $5,000 early on in her loan could save her over $18,000 in interest and make her mortgage free almost 3 years sooner. Incredible.
Okay, so now you've seen the power of this strategy. You get it. So let's get to the most important part. I'm going to walk you through the practical steps so you can take control of your own mortgage.
Using one of these calculators online is so simple. You just need 4 little pieces of information from your mortgage statement. What's your current loan balance? What's your interest rate? And how many years do you have left? Then comes the really fun part, step 4, where you get to play around and experiment with different extra payment amounts and see just how much you can save.
Now hold on. Before you run off and start sending extra money, there are a few really crucial pro tips. First, and this is the most important one, you have to make sure your lender applies any extra payments directly to the principal. That's the original loan amount. This is key. Also, just do a quick check for any prepayment penalties. They're pretty rare these days, but you want to be sure. And please remember your overall financial health. Always tackle high-interest debt like credit cards first. Make sure you have a solid emergency fund. And never, ever pass up free money like a 401k match from your job.
This whole thing isn't just about the numbers on a spreadsheet. The final goal, the real grand prize, is the incredible freedom that comes with true home ownership.
Remember this number? It's Sarah's monthly mortgage payment. I just want you to imagine for a second, a day 7 years sooner than planned, when this payment is just gone. That's almost $2,000 freed up every single month to invest, to travel, or to just live with way less financial stress.
So the real point is this. Beyond all the math, there's this powerful emotional reward. People who actually do this, they always say the same thing, that the peace of mind that comes from owning their home, free and clear, is one of the best feelings they've ever experienced.
And that really just leaves us with one final thought. Take a minute,
Go find a payoff calculator online and just see your own numbers. Then ask yourself this: what would you do with all that extra money, the extra time, and the financial freedom that comes with a mortgage-free future?